Title of this episode is Enjoy Work So Much It Feels Like Play. This is a quote that came from the book Shoe Dog by Nike founder Phil Knight. One of my friends recommended that I read the book, so I started reading it, and this quote really stood out to me. And what I found is that the work that I am doing, when I'm able to make it feel like play, I enjoy it immensely. And what I've also come to realize is that when the work that I'm doing doesn't feel like play, that there's an opportunity for me to work on myself, to become aware of aspects of the work that I can make feel like play. And even more importantly, to recognize what parts of me, my lower self, my ego, that are in the way, that are barriers to it feeling like play, because they're there. Those are the things that is making it not feel like play, at least in my case. As I mentioned to people about my work at Mayo Clinic and how enjoyable it is, one of the challenges to my ego has been in the form of different types, different leadership styles that you get to work with, that you report up to. And the ones that I found that are a preference for me are the ones that allow a lot of autonomy, and the ones that are more uh, uh, that dictate, that instruct, that delegate are the ones that are least are less enjoyable. And what I found is when it comes to these different leadership styles as it relates to my level of enjoyment at work, that what's important for me to do is to not have fixed preferences, but rather to have flexible preferences. It's kind of like you go to a restaurant and you like the soup a certain temperature. That's a flexible preference. But if they can't heat it to your desired temperature, then it's good to have a flexible preference if you're hungry, because warm enough soup or even cold soup will still do the trick. And here, and the example that I am giving about work, by having a flexible preference, then I use this different leadership style as an opportunity for me to grow, for me to have a level of enjoyment with that leadership style, by working on myself. And they may require me or ask me to do things that I don't want to do, or even things that I don't know how to do, which serves as an opportunity for me to really learn a new skill, to develop one. One of the things that I have found additionally is that this idea of play at work uh, is helped when there is a higher purpose or meaning assigned to your performance of the work. So I see people at Mayo Clinic do this all day. I mean, there are probably 20% of the things that they don't want to do, but by making the needs of the patient come first and supporting your staff be right on par with that, they do them and they're able to uh, attach that meaning to it so that that they can play in that space too. And for me, one of the things that I do at ToBeRe is I do a lot of serving at ToBeRe, which I'm grateful for, and that is creating workouts, hopefully creating workouts and a space, helping co-create a space for us all to support each other, to work hard, and to thrive. Uh, and in supporting each other on a physical sense, I'm changing weights and dumbbells, moving them around, and spotting people and darting from one person to the next to support them. Now, I could make that be an aspect of of my work here at To Be Read as something that's undesirable, that I wish I didn't have to do it, or that I dread doing it, or like, man, these weights are too heavy. I could do that. Or I could assign a higher purpose to it is that, man, this is the opportunity to serve. Everyone in ToBeRe says thank you. But when they first walk through the door, not many people notice it or say thank you. Uh, the community just encourages you to acknowledge the gift of service that someone is doing for you. And so that opportunity to serve is a higher meaning that I've assigned to that function in ToBeRe. Additionally, as I get older, having functional fitness is really important. So the many opportunities that I get to lift weights up and bend over and squat and stand and spot people using my body to do so is an opportunity for me to invest in my functional fitness as I continue to age and birthdays continue to pass. So I encourage you that if you are not enjoying the work that you're doing right now, to really take a deep look to see if there's parts of you that are a barrier to that being the case. And if you run out of things uh, to look for, let me give you one: the personal self, the ego is in the way. It's in the way. And so I encourage you to work on yourself so that you can enjoy work so much it feels like play.